Hi everyone. You may have seen in recent times I've been doing live stream videos on YouTube. I hope to do them more for one big reason. You see, one of the reasons I love making YouTube videos is that a lot of people think I have anxiety and they watch my videos and they're like, I speak perfectly on there, but what they don't realize is that when I make one of these non-live videos, by the time you see the video, I might have rehearsed it 5 or 6 times and deleted quite a few old versions of that, and then I upload it. And the big problem is that I can't do that in my real life, right? Actually, it's kind of funny because a few months ago I tried to do it in my real life. It did not turn out very well. I had called uh, um, uh, for a job application, and I left a message for human resources, but I thought I could have said something better, so I started hitting the keypad to try to erase that message and re-record. Unfortunately, the company I called had a very old school kind of answering machine. They didn't have a feature like that. So now I was doubly embarrassed. Not only did I say something that was less than optimal, but I had punched a bunch of buttons into the telephone, and then I apologized and I pretended to start over as if I had never said the earlier thing. That's how naive I was. I just wanted to pretend. And long story short, it didn't go well, but I don't think it's because of that message. Obviously, COVID-19 took a completely different turn than what we had expected back in March, right? We were expecting to have a 2-week vacation. We didn't expect to have 6 weeks of 6 months of solitary confinement, right? That it turned out to be. But another big problem is that because I practiced so much on this fake universe of YouTube where time can move backwards, sometimes I lose sight of how I should continue to say things after I have made a blunder. It's kind of like if you're so used to playing chess or backgammon or poker, with an AI computer, right? And you can hit the undo button over and over and over again. You lose sight of how to play at a tournament where you might make a mistake. There might be time pressure. It's kind of like playing against an AI with undo and without any time pressure, right? And then you don't know how to play at a tournament, right? That's how I used to be when I played chess, right? And I really like it. And there are a lot of things in life that don't have an undo button, right? I talked about this year how I've been fasting a lot. How many hours am I up to now? 13 hours. I've been fasting a lot this year because I want to normalize my relationship with food. I've been battling eating problems since I was 14 years old, I would say. I used to have a problem with consuming a lot of sugar. And then when I was 17, I at the beginning, when I started to quote unquote eat healthier, I did what most people do. I cut back on food. I think I was eating 1,000 to 1,200 calories a day. And one day, I accidentally ate a little bit more than I should have, and I felt like I had already blown it. And I ended up eating like 10,000 calories. I got very ill. My mom was very upset because she didn't understand that I was trying to cut back. And she obviously, this was a long time ago before we could Google things about why people would give up after they gave in, right? The abstinence violation effect fallacy, I think is what it's called. But this was long before Google, when you had to actually go to the library and look up in a big book of all these symptoms, right? And so my mom didn't understand. She was very upset. After that incident, I made it a routine to always keep a full stomach. I would eat a lot. If I remember correctly, at the beginning I was eating a lot of bananas. Eventually I discovered baking chocolate, and for a long time I made sure I always had a full stomach so that I would never give in to a moment of weakness and eat something I shouldn't. The big problem is that 2 years ago, I had a big problem with my boss because I was in a meeting and I wanted to get out to get food, and I caused some trouble. So in 2020, I made it a New Year's resolution to normalize my relationship with food, and to make sure that I can realize that life doesn't have to be surrounded by food, right? Because that was a big problem of mine for many years. And so what I'm trying to get to is that unfortunately you can't uneat food, right? Not in a very healthy way, at least, right? I know some people try to uneat, but that's not a very healthy situation. And unfortunately, recording lots of non-live videos kind of gives me a false sense of I can undo what I just said 30 seconds ago, and that gives me a lot of trouble when I go to the workplace and talk like I could untalk, right? That's why I've been making a lot of this is my first recording of this video, by the way, so you'll see that how it contrasts with a lot of my other videos. Anyways, that I explain why I've been doing that lately. Thanks for watching.